up, guys? Welcome to episode 40 of the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. On this episode, we are talking Sinkin' City 2, Level 0 Extraction, Lost Islands, and Monster Jam Showdown.
They try to pull me away, but they don't know the truth. My heart's crippled by the vein that I keep on closing.
Keep bleeding, I keep bleeding, love.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
You are now tuned in to the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast.
I love it when you talk nerdy to me.
I love that song more than anything. Leona Lewis, Bleeding Love.
I told you.
Oh, it's so good.
I told
something
you.
about that song that is so good, and if anybody argues that that's a bad song, it'd be up for a very long debate if that is the case, because it is such a good song.
I told you I'd throw it out there for you. I had to do it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it is a great song. It's a tearjerker.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a
It's
tearjerker.
a tearjerker, a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's just the emotion in that song is so good. They tried to pull me away, but they don't. I love it. It's so good.
I know what your gift for next Nerdy Christmas is going to be. I'm ordering it right now.
A Leona Lewis platinum album.
Platinum album? Damn, you think I'm rich? I was thinking maybe just a vinyl.
Oh, okay, fine. But that's the only song I know by her. Like, does she have any other like songs that are super popular?
When I was looking up the lyrics, I'm not gonna lie, I had to look up the lyrics. When I was looking up the lyrics, the top search was the lyrics that I wanted, and right below it was like, where did Leona Lewis go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
so I don't know if
like,
she just fell off the face of the earth, but
one hit wonder.
she is gone.
She's gone, which is
She
sad
can't-
because I love that song so much.
She was probably crippled by the vein that she kept on closing.
Closing. Yeah, I agree.
But what is
it's like
up,
the thing,
man?
I was like trying to think. I was like, oh, what more lyrics can I just start going off? And I was like, I can't because I don't have the beat. But if I had the beat, I'd be like, it'd be the whole song, Dave. That's what this like would be 5 minutes of me singing this song. But
Well, if I hummed it, dude, I think I would give it away.
that's true. That's very true. But
Yeah.
well, I mean, you gave it away because I know the lyrics super duper duper well. So
Don't tell people that. You nailed it.
okay,
Adam nailed it this week, guys. Adam
All right.
nailed it this week. Out of left field, Adam pulls the song like no one's business.
I like it. Dave, what's going on? How was your weekend? That's all I was asking. How was your weekend?
it
And week,
felt
I
like
guess, because it's Thursday when this gets uploaded.
it felt like there was more coming after that. The week is good. A few things. As you've known, I have started playing Jump King on stream, and that was a horrific mistake. Hate that game. Hate it with a passion. We're about an hour into. So when the game starts, you start out for people that don't know, Jump King is a very difficult platforming jumper. That's literally all you have to do is just jump and make it to the top of this thing. But it's very easy to fall. And when you fall very far, and it is very frustrating. And right at the bottom, when you get started there's a cozy little area that you have a tent and a little campfire. And that area is pretty cool. And we are an hour and 28 minutes into the gameplay. And do you know where I am?
At that campfire.
I am at the campfire and the tent because I spent an hour and 28 minutes climbing to the top and then falling to my demise all the way back to the start. And after that, I had to call it. But
I don't blame you. You lasted probably an hour and 29 more minutes than I would have.
not fun. It's not a fun game.
How
No.
many? Because I know in the settings when you press the start menu, it shows how many times you've fallen. How many times did you fall?
I don't
Did it
know,
say?
but in that hour and 28 minutes, I got a trophy for falling 100 times, and I did that relatively quickly. So I have to say I've probably fallen at least like 200 times. I got that relatively quickly in the early parts of the stream.
Yikes.
So yeah, at least 200 times I fell.
Yeah, that's not a game that I will ever put on my radar to play because it looks frustrating, and I just don't like that kind of game, I guess.
Shout out to Storm. Love you, buddy. I hate that you made me start playing this game, but I will make it to the top. I will make it to the top.
That's another thing. Like, I'm somebody that if I start a project, I'm going to finish it. And so, like, it would suck up all my time until I beat it, and I can't stop the project until I'm done, which has been kind of annoying for a lot of things that I've been doing recently because I'm like, oh, I gotta start this, and then next thing I know, I look at my clock, it's like 4 a.m. and I'm like, ah, shoot, and I gotta work at 8, or I gotta do other things at 8 in the morning. So, but that's the person I am.
Adam is now joining the ranks of us creatures of the night and developing his insomnia, and I'm a little sad for him, but also a little happy for him.
Yeah, even though I don't know, it's kind of nice because I get it all done, and then like the next day I can try to sleep a little bit, or I don't have to worry about it, which is very nice. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry you're playing Jump King. I'm playing. You know what I'm playing? Taxi Life, a city driving simulator, which we have a review on it. We just posted that. It's up already, so if you want to check that out. Lots of things that are not so good about the game, which is very disappointing. Very disappointing.
I wanted to let you roll into it a little bit further because I just wanted to gauge how you were feeling before I said my thoughts on the game. Okay. All right. I'll tell you this. It's great time watching you play it. I'm having fun watching you play. I don't know how the experience is for you, if it's lived up to the hype that you thought it would be. But watching you play, it's a lot of fun.
Here's the thing. And I love all these simulator games. Like, don't get me wrong, I play a bunch of them. And this one's no different, except for the fact that they released an unfinished game, like very unfinished. And that's not just because they're a small developer. I think it's because their excuse of like, oh, it's because we're a small developer. I don't think they can use that excuse. There's small developers that put out way better simulators than what they have done. But at its core, I think it's a really good simulation game. Like the ideas there, the whole like concept of being in Barcelona, and like I think that's really good. And I think the foundation's really good. But the amount of bugs and performance issues and things that they just kind of overlook, the lack of optimization for wheels and control, like they just forgot the essentials of like making it a game before like the mechanics, I guess, if that makes sense.
Totally makes sense. Again, guys, the review is up. If you want to check out the review, Adam did a great job on the review. There's a section where he does talk about all these bugs, and we have a short out right now that talks about these bugs. And I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil one because my absolute favorite, flying cars.
The flying cars.
That's the greatest thing in the world.
I don't understand. Like, as a developer, like I said, no matter what size of developer you are, you can't tell me you didn't see cars flying as you're testing your game. And it's not just me. Like I went into the reviews and the pictures and everything. The amount of pictures of flying cars is insane. There's no chance they didn't notice flying cars.
They're gonna be like, I bet you they flip it, and they're gonna be like, we're big Back to the Future fans, so like we were just throwing like a nod. We're just throwing like a nod out. Like, go Marty McFly, bro.
yeah. I don't think so. But that's what I'm playing. I'm gonna be moving on to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot this week. I'm really excited. I've gotten really far into Dragon Ball Z, and so I can finally probably shut up about it.
You have
on the actual episodes.
You have successfully made it far enough into Dragon Ball Z that you can start Kakarot and feel comfortable starting the game knowing what's going to happen.
Yes, without spoilers. So I'm really excited that I can play this game and not worry about what's going to happen, because I'm a little less than halfway done with Dragon Ball Z the series. So I've been cranking it out.
Impressive, dude. That is impressive. How many episodes is that?
It's like 100. So there's 291. So I think we're on episode 130 something.
And how many was in Dragon Ball?
150.
So you're 280 episodes in?
Yeah.
That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's
so okay
crazy.
though, because I'm really enjoying it. There's some episodes like when I know it's gonna be filler, I just kind of have it on in the background and not paying so much attention to, but like I have it on. Like I haven't skipped any filler episodes or anything like that. I've watched them all. So
that's impressive, dude. That's impressive. I can't wait for you to start Kakarot. Should be a good time.
Yeah, it should be very fun. But moving on to our what do you got, Dave?
Real quick, I got one thing. I got a recommendation.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how I've been reading?
Yeah.
Okay, I finished the Ron Burgundy book.
Okay.
The Ron Burgundy book was great, by the way. If you guys haven't checked out the Ron Burgundy book, grab the Ron Burgundy book. I know we made some funny, jokes about the prison riot. Such a hilarious, hilarious. It's no joke. 180 pages of just Ron Burgundy hilariousness, and the entire time I read it as Ron Burgundy. I don't think you could read this book in your own head in like your own voice. Like you are reading it as Ron Burgundy, and I think it's hilarious. So I've since moved on, and I'm super excited. So this one's for my Souls fans out there. If you are a Souls fan, you guys have got to check out this book. So I just got this book. It is Dark Souls Beyond the Grave, and this book is absolutely fantastic. It's by Damien Makiri and Sylvian Romeo, and it's got some insights from Vedavita. So if you know anything about him, like he's one of the like craziest Souls lore people out there. And this book covers Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2, and it goes into like the lore and like the backstories of like all the characters that you see in the game, all the stuff that you really need to hunt for. Like we talk about all the time, like Dark Souls, if you want to know the lore, you got to find it. Like you got to read these like descriptions on helmets and like all this crazy stuff. It kind of gathers that for you and puts it all together in one place. And I like, no joke, I'm like 80 pages into this book, and like I literally can't put it down. The stories behind these people are incredible. And it's like, dude, I've played these games like 4 or 5 times each, you know what I mean? And I'm learning stuff about these characters that I never knew. So if you guys are a Souls fan, check that out. Dark Souls Beyond the Grave. There's 2 volumes. I got both of them. The first volume's great. I haven't touched the second one yet, but I'll keep you updated there. But if you're a lore junkie like me, top notch.
Out of everything I love, books is not one of them. I am the worst book reader, and I think part of it is like I read so fast and I don't comprehend any of it, and so I have to read. I have to read the same thing like 6 or 7 times before I finally like, oh, that's the sentence I just read, and like I can't like. That's why I can't read. I can read, but I can't like comprehend what I'm reading.
I do that a lot. I read a page and then I get to the bottom of the page and I'm like, I was thinking about what I need to do tomorrow, and I read the page, but I didn't comprehend any of the page, and I like go back and start it over. But I've been forcing myself to kind of like do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not the biggest reader either, but I've been kind of forcing myself just because like, between everything, all the content we make here and like the streaming on Twitch and like my day job, like I stare at a screen a lot. So like trying to like dude, you cannot stare at a screen like this constantly. So I've been trying to look at paper for a little bit, and yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle, but I did make it through the Ron Burgundy book, and made it through this one. So we're making progress on the book reading. I will say I'm not an avid book reader as well, but I'm trying to get into it. So
Trying to get into it, which is good. It's good for the brain. It's good for the brain.
it is, yeah, no, and I like to read before I go to bed too, because I usually like you kind of just like lay in bed and endlessly scroll, and then you're like, oh, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm not tired. That kind of helps that a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I'm reading and I'm getting tired, if that makes sense.
Right. That's actually kind of how I feel when I'm watching like TV shows or like Dragon Ball at night. Like I feel like I use it as a way to like doze off, and as soon as I'm like starting to doze off, I'm like, okay, that's when I'm done. And sometimes that does get to like 3 or 4 in the morning, but that's okay. That's okay. At least it helps me fall asleep when I need it to.
That's okay. Dragon Ball's worth it.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Let's get to our first game, and that is Sinking City 2. Dave, take it away. I know you said you played the first one. Let us know how the first one was, kind of some of the stuff about it.
Guys, Sinking City 2. Adam, have you ever played this game?
I have not.
No. Okay. So if you guys have never played the first game came out quite a while ago, so you might not know about it. But the first
2021.
Yeah. So the first game is really, it's really, I'm going to be honest here. It's really hit or miss for people. There's kind of no middle ground here. People either really, really love it or really, really hate it, and I know I just said that there's no middle ground, but I actually am kind of like the outlet, where I'm the anomaly to the equation, where it's kind of mid like territory for me. Because the thing that I really love about it is the lore and the setting. So this game is heavily inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, and you know that like I'm a fan of all that dark stuff. But the thing about the game is the gameplay itself is not good. I'm just gonna be honest. The gameplay itself is just not good. But real quick rundown on the story. So in this game, you are playing as a character named Charles W. Reed. And when the game kind of opens up, you're like awoken, right? And you're awoken from this vision that you're having. So I won't spoil the intro of the game, but the intro of the game's pretty crazy. And then you find out that it's your character kind of having a vision. And that sets like the preface for the game is that your character has this third eye ability that you can see visions, and the whole thing behind this is it allows you to see the truth constantly, which I think is it's a cool idea. And basically you're on like kind of this journey to figure out why you're seeing these visions, and this leads you to this sunken city that you keep kind of like you keep seeing the sunken city in your in your manifestations, and you end up like actually going to this sunken city, and it takes place in like the 1920s, so the aesthetic is really really cool. And once you get to the city, you start meeting this cast of characters, and the story kind of evolves from there. Now, what do like the things that I really, really like about this game? I liked that this game was kind of an open world feel. It had a great set of enemies behind it. It had a great set of lore. It had a lot of really cool cast of characters that would send you on missions. I thought the story was really cool. It gives kind of like a Sherlock Holmes like investigation style to the game, which I thought was really, really nice. Um, you have to like manage your sanity, so there's like a manage like you manage your sanity. But the like I said, the one thing that was really kind of off about this game was the janky combat, and people really complained about lower resources, not being able to find like bullets and stuff like that. So the game's kind of 50-50, right? And ultimately I thought the story was really really good, and I thought the story and this like detective kind of style kind of outweighed the issues that I was having with the combat. And I so this game is kind of old, so I don't want to really spoil it, but I'll let you guys know right now. Like we'll figure out how the first game ends. Spoiler alert: if you do plan on playing this game, in the end of the game, you find out that the flood was kind of like the beginning of this apocalypse, and the sea was like this barrier that was holding this like world of great gods back from taking over the universe. And at the end of the game, you kind of figure out that you are like a chosen one because you're having these visions, and you have the ability to either like close off the like portal for the gods or open it up and allow them to take over. So it has like a much much deeper meaning than you might think. But honestly, I thought the game was kind of cool. It had some flaws for sure.
For sure. And that's a lot of games. But okay, so a question I had, and this is kind of, I didn't play the first one, but I went back and read the description and some videos on it. And they said that it's supposed to be like very difficult from the beginning. Like, would you say, and like there's no hand holding, there's no like lit up objectives. Do you think that's why? Could that be a reason why some people are like, I hate this game because it doesn't hold my hand a little bit?
No, you know what? I think honestly, like I think that was part of the game that most people enjoyed. Like I think people really enjoyed that it didn't hold your hand, and like like when you're doing these like puzzles for games, and you're like, this is almost so easy. It's like why is this even in the game? You know what I mean? Like this is kind of a waste of time. I'm not really like figuring anything out. It's pretty obvious. I think people liked kind of searching for those clues and things like that. The issue with the game was 100% the combat system. Yeah, so you're in the game, there's like sea monsters and stuff like that, and you're like you have all these monsters that are kind of like coming out of your manifestations and stuff like that, and you do get a pistol. So you do like it's not just a total detective game. You really do have to like defend yourself in certain situations. And that part was just so bad. It really was like so bad.
Gotcha. And then, so it's made by, or this is made by Frogwares or Frogware. And they've made other detective games like the Sherlock Holmes game.
Yep.
Was that one, would you say that, did you play that one at all?
I did not play the Sherlock Holmes game.
I was just curious if they felt the same in terms of like the detective work and the combat, but I don't know because I've never played either. So, but they make a lot of detective games, and that seems like what they're known for. And so I can't imagine that part of the game would be bad, like the detective work and the things that they strive to put into their game.
I mean, the detective part of it was really, really cool, and I think, I think people really enjoyed it. And like I said, there's kind of a split audience here: people who really enjoyed the game, people who thought the game was horrific. Not a lot of in betweeners.
Hmm.
But I do have some information on the new game if you want to pull up the trailer. So think,
Let's pull up that
looking
trailer.
at the new game, we'll probably get a little bit more of an insight of what kind of the goal here is, and I think.
Hmm.
I think some fans of the original series are going to be a little upset, but I think in the
Hmm.
grand scheme of things, it was probably the right choice for them. So, guys, if you're
Right.
just listening, we're looking at what I believe is going to be the main character. And I will say right now that this is supposed to be a standalone story. It's
Yep.
not, you are not Charles Reed anymore. So, you will not have to have had to play the first game for this to make sense. But we're looking at our main character kind of defend himself from one of these sea monsters, and then all of a sudden this train just comes out of like the middle of the sky and runs into him, and then he wakes up in this like super dark. Like, is this like a bus or something that he's in right now?
I think it still might be the train car. Like
He's
the
is
train
oh
car of the
okay
bus, you think?
yeah. So he's inside the train car, I guess. But we're
Yeah.
seeing a very scary kind of like Outlast situation right here,
Hmm.
where this ridiculous monster is like coming towards him, and I think it's a good indication of where they're going with this game.
And where would you say that is?
So what they're doing with the game is they're going to be going a little bit away from this detective kind of style, and they're going to be going much more for like a survival horror.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's what I read in the description of the game too.
Yeah, and if you're looking right now, like if you're just listening right now, he ran outside the train car, and there's like this big like Cthulhu type thing in the sky. Like
Yeah.
it's really really cool. And I think, like I said, they're gonna be moving away from that detective kind of aspect of the game, where they're gonna be focusing a lot more on this just being a survival horror, and I think that was probably the right play for them.
I guess another question I had is, do you think that this developer will be able to like the change going from such a detective focused like game to something more, and it's probably they probably have some detective elements, but going more towards this survival horror game.
I think he muted out.
Do you think that it's gonna go? Or do you think it's gonna go well for him? Essentially, is the question.
I do think it's going to go well for him. And a great example of this is Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 just did this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the original Alan Wake was a lot more of a detective kind of thing, right? And Alan Wake 2 kind of strayed away from that. They went more towards like the survival horror, and you can see Alan Wake 2 is pretty popular right now. I mean, people really, really enjoyed the game, and I think this was probably the right move for them, and I think they're going to be able to handle it just fine. But it just, a detective game has such a smaller audience than a survival horror game. You know what I mean? They can get so many more players in to play a survival horror game. And they did say that like the detective parts of it are gonna be there. Like they didn't completely ditch the detective stuff that the fans of the original game really, really enjoyed, but they just made it optional. Where in the first game, you had to solve these clues to progress the story. In this game, it's much more just like an optional thing. And they're saying that like the puzzles and the clues and stuff that are around there, you're going to be able to like, if you want to do them, you're going to be able to discover secrets, get alternate options, get insights on the lore. You're going to get gameplay bonuses, stuff like that. But it's not stuff that you need to do to progress the storyline. The actual storyline of the game now is just don't die. And I think that's probably a much easier sell for like the grand, audience of gamers.
Yeah, for somebody like me who like I struggle to enjoy puzzles and games, I think that it'd be much more appealing for me if like the main objective is to just survive and understand the story, but also like finding like a puzzle here and there. Like, yeah, I'll do this one. Like this one's not so bad, or I ran into this one and I'll do it. So like I like that part of games. So all right, that makes sense, I guess.
If you're really interested too, right? It's like say you meet a side, an NPC and you're on a side quest and you're like, "Oh, that's kind of interesting." Like, yeah, I kind of want to figure that out. Or you just meet an NPC and you're like, story's dumb, bro. Like I don't even care. Like you just don't go do that one. You know what I mean? And I think it's a really cool idea. And like I said, we saw the success with Alan Wake 2 doing this, and I think this is probably the best move for them. I'm not gonna lie. And they did say that they're focusing a lot more which I commend them. They were really good on the constructive criticism of the first game, of like the jankiness of the combat and the just lack of just any type of resources to use throughout the game. So they did say that they've included a lot more drops, so a lot more resources for you to find, and they're really really focusing on the combat. They're really trying to make this like, because now the name of the game is survival, so you need the combat system to work for this game to work. And they said that they're really kind of working on it. So I think it's gonna be good, dude.
I think it's gonna have, and just based off of what, or like what I saw at the first one, I think it's gonna be really good too. I do have a question though. So this is gonna take place in a different city, or a sunken city versus the first one, but it seems like it has a lot of the same similarities to the first one.
I think it does, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because that's one of
Mhm.
the things that people really really enjoyed about the first
Mhm.
game was, like I said, it's this like kind of love tale to H.P. Lovecraft. I mean,
Mhm.
it's very much inspired, and they didn't change that at all. I think if anything, they kind of amplified that.
Right.
And for me, I think that's really cool that they didn't change the setting. I'm excited to see what they've done to like build upon the setting to make it even better than the first game. Because like I said, the setting was like, I don't it was one of my favorite parts of the game. Like I'm
Mhm.
glad they didn't change it. I am a little worried. I don't know why, but they decided to call the name of the city Arkham,
I saw
which,
that. Yeah.
why would you do that? I don't know why, of all names. Like of all names, why would you pick Arkham? I have no idea.
I have
Um
no idea either.
yeah, but I'm excited to see what they did with it. And I think the players of the first game are going to be really happy that the setting's the same, because, like I said, the setting's really cool. And I think new players who have never seen the setting of this game before, and this, like I said, this, love letter to H.P. Lovecraft. If you're a Lovecraft fan and you like Lovecraftian stuff, you're going to super enjoy it. And you'll be happy that they didn't change it either, because it was great.
And I don't think they needed to, like you said, I don't think they needed to change much of it because, like you said, the fan base. I guess another, like a follow up to that is, do you think that, like, yes, the stories are like separate, but do you think they'll tie in a little bit in terms of like lore stuff? If like you don't play the first one, but it'll have like I guess shout outs to the first story.
That's kind of exactly what I was thinking, honestly, dude. I was like, okay, so this is gonna be a standalone game, so you don't have to play the first one. But I would bet you that they would throw some shout outs to the original players that played the first one. You'd be like, oh man, look at that. Or like, you know what I mean? Like some crazy stuff. Like, and like I said, dude, it's lore. So I mean, you might have to go search for it, but there's a chance you could like, oh, you're just like walking through, and then all of a sudden, you're like a Charles. You see like a headstone, and it's like Charles Reed, and you're like, yo, that's first character, homie. You're like, you know what I mean? Like some pretty cool stuff like that.
I wonder if it's gonna be kind of like you know how, was it Greedfall we talked about last week?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very, very possible that that could be it, because, like I said, at the end of the first game, you kind of find out that this third eye ability, you're one of the chosen few, but that's very important because you're not the chosen one. You know what I mean? So there's more people out there like you, and I think we're going to be seeing a different story of another chosen few who is a lot like Charles, but not the same character. But yeah, both of them are taking place in the 1920s, just different cities. So it is very, very possible that these stories are kind of going on at the same time.
I think this game looks very cool. It's one that, um, like, I like the supernatural feel of it. Like, I love that kind of feel of these types of games, and it looks like it's gonna appeal to more people, like you said, because of the changes that they're making to the gameplay.
I mean, I think it looks really, really cool. I love the setting. The one issue that we had was the combat system, and they said that they're going to be working really hard to fix the combat system. And I think it's going to be really, really great. I think making the transition, just like Alan Wake 2, is the right move. I mean, it's anticipated for 2025, but no actual release date yet. And unfortunately, not too much has come out about the story, but I think that's on purpose, because this is a very story driven game. I don't think they want to give too many details on it.
Right. I don't think they want to be like, hey, this is the story, like, and just give it all away. The more it gets closer, they'll probably have like more teasers and stuff like that, as like David said. that it's coming out in 2025.
So if you guys like the first one, definitely put it on your radar because I think it's gonna be better than the first one. If you guys love some survival horror games, or this HP Lovecraft is like your guy, definitely go ahead and put it on your wish list. It should be really really sweet, coming out sometime in 2025.
Woohoo! Thumbs up from Adam.
I think it's gonna be a great game, man.
Yeah, I agree.
And I do like detectives. I'm a little bit sad that they're kind of leaning off the detective thing because I consider myself a pretty great detective. Wouldn't you say?
I would agree.
Do you agree I'm a great detective?
Well, I mean, you're good at trivia. We found that out the other night, so that's cool.
I'm blushing.
Oh, don't blush.
Okay, I'm a pretty good detective, but am I one of the greatest detectives of all time?
Ooh.
Adam, am I one of the greatest of all time?
I don't think so. Not compared to my list. I don't think so.
Wow. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a draft of the greatest detectives of all time, and I will be on the list guaranteed. You get your first pick.
Okay, my first pick is Dave from the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast.
Let's go. Let's go. That's a fantastic pick. Adam wins the
I'm
draft.
just kidding. Changing my mind. All right, my first pick is a comic book character, one of the greatest DC comic detective comic characters.
I will walk.
Is Batman.
I'm walking.
We're taking applications for new podcast hosts.
Why do you keep taking Batman stuff from me? You took
I love
Batman.
Batman.
You took Arkham City.
Dude, I have a specific Batman wall. Do you have a Batman wall?
I don't have a Batman wall. No.
Okay, then I'm allowed to take Batman stuff
Wow.
too,
All
Dave.
right, Adam wins. All right. All right. Well, since Adam took Batman, my very first pick, there's only one way I can go. And if you take Batman, I got to take Sherlock Holmes. I just got to do it.
Yep.
There's no other way to go.
Yeah, I knew. So that was my one too. Batman and then Sherlock. So
I would be hard pressed to find anybody doesn't have those 1, 2.
yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Well, my second pick, Dave, is probably not as common, and I know there's probably much better detectives throughout the detective world, but my second pick is Cole Phelps from L.A. Noire.
No, it does not.
Yeah, it is, dude. I
Really?
love that game. That was such a fun game.
Bro.
Was he on your list?
Yes, that was. I love LA Noire.
Yeah. Oh, we were just talking about that the other day, actually. That should be a game that either gets a remaster or like a sequel. That'd be a fun game to get a sequel.
I think it would be a good game to get like a remaster because it came out when it came out a little janky. It did come out for the PS4 on like kind of like a remaster, but not really. Yeah, I don't know. It was like a weird remaster. But yeah, that's a great pick. I thought that was safe. God dang.
Safe.
Okay. All right. Next
the
up
rest
on my
of yours are probably safe, to be honest.
We'll see. I got some good ones on here. Okay. Next up on my list, there is only one place to go, and that is the man dressed in yellow, Mr. Dick Tracy.
Okay.
That's a good pick, right?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Dick Tracy is?
I do
No,
not.
you do not. No, you do
I
not.
just say-
You
yeah,
did not
I
just
don't
say that. Oh,
I
no.
have no idea.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Oh, no. Okay.
All right. Well, my third pick is Sean Spencer from Psych.
That's a good one.
You ever watched Psych?
Yeah, I've seen
Where
it.
he pretends to be a psychic, but it's really just him with photographic memory and like
Yeah. No, that's a
I
good
love that
pick.
show.
I'm still just a little bit in shock that you don't know who Dick Tracy is.
I have no idea who Dick
Yellow
Tracy is.
yellow trench coat? Nothing?
Nope.
He's got had the hat?
Nope.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ringing no bells.
Nope. Nope. Nothing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a good pick. Okay. Number 3 on my list. Since you took the best DC character, I'm going to take the second best DC detective, and we are going to go with Rorschach from The Watchmen.
Ooh, he was gonna be on my list, but I didn't put him on my list because I have a
He's-
couple others that I was really excited about. So
Such a badass.
yeah, he is. He's really
such
cool.
he's
I like
such
it.
a badass.
All right, my fourth pick is Nancy Drew.
Let's go.
Yeah, was like
My grandma had a stack of Nancy Drew novels.
yeah,
Yeah.
They weren't bad. They weren't bad.
It was good stuff. It was good stuff for the day.
Yeah, I like it.
Nancy, Nancy Drew, but not Dick Tracy. We're gonna watch Dick Tracy after this, guys. Don't
All
worry.
right, we can.
Don't
we
worry.
can do
Okay. All right. Next up on my list, I cannot believe that this man is still here. but I'm going to go ahead and just take them just because we are, of course, going to go with John Constantine.
Ooh, yeah. That's a
just-
great one.
Need to continue on my Keanu Reeves crush.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
do. One of these days he'll see these and actually be like, "Oh, you love me that much," and he'll maybe like come on to say hi to you.
Dude, Keanu, if you want to come on the show, man, we would love to have you, bro. I'm like, listen, I'm a big fan. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan, dude. I'm
All right.
talking big fan from back in the Point Break, dude. I loved you since Point Break.
Point Break. I liked him since the replacements of football or like the football movie.
That's an old one too. We
I
we
know,
both
it's
love you, Keanu. Come on the show.
Yeah. Dave a little bit more than me, but all right. Is it fifth pick already? Holy cow, we flew through this one, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
My fifth pick is Velma from Scooby Doo.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I didn't
Yeah.
even think about Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Oh,
The whole
man.
gang, but Velma, she's the one that handles most of the clues.
We'll give you the whole we'll give you the whole Scooby squad.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
That's a good pick though. Okay.
Yeah.
And round off my draft, I guess I'm gonna go to the Marvel well. Not my favorite character, but when it comes to detectives, probably gotta be on the list. We're gonna go a little Jessica Jones.
Yeah, she's all right. I don't mind her.
Detective and superhero, kind of 1-2
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah, it's a good one, I suppose. I like that one.
No, you don't. You hate it. I can tell it
I
in the
don't
tone.
like that one. That's why I didn't put it on my list. That's okay. Some honorable mentions that I have here is Detective Pikachu.
Oh,
Yeah. I
oh
threw that on
no.
my-
Pokemon
we're
fans
gonna
are gonna be angry.
Yep, we're gonna get roasted for that.
Yep.
This one's kind of like a darker show, but Elliot Stabler from SVU.
Oh
Law and
wow,
Order SVU.
you went dark, huh?
Yeah. So I didn't want to put that on the main list. I figured that wouldn't be so good. Goofy one, Inspector Gadget, and then a little Kristen Stewart as Veronica Mars.
Dude, I forgot about Inspector Gadget.
He's so good.
That should have been on the list, dude. I'm salty I didn't think of that.
It should have. Yeah. It probably should have been on the list.
Should have been on my list.
I'm happy with my list though.
No, those are good. Those are good. Little honorable mentions on my end. We're gonna go with a little early Will Eisner, The Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know about The Spirit, but that's a pretty dope series. Also, 1930s comic, The Shadow. I'm a big fan of The Shadow. They revamped that a couple times, and of course, you know that I absolutely love this genre, so we have to shout out Rick Deckard, Blade Runner.
Oh, cool.
I had to.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love
there is
cyber
one that
noir.
I tried looking up so much and I could not find it. And it was a detective book when I was a kid. I think it was like a picture book with and kids read it. And it was a detective and he had his dog. And it was like they were detectives, but they were like kid detectives where they were doing like things like that. And I could not remember the name of it. And I looked and looked forever. And the only thing I came across was Judy Moody when she was a detective one book, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
Clifford?
No, it wasn't Clifford. I can't remember because there was a series of these books and I could not find it. So if you know, let us know in the comments which book we're talking about. I just remember it was a kid and his dog and they were detectives together.
This could be like the Berenstain Bears anomaly, where like maybe this book never existed, Adam. Maybe you made
I'm
it up.
telling you. No, because I used to because I'd always read that book specifically because when I was younger, like third grade, we had to pick one book to read like every day, and I picked these books every single day.
Like the whole series?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, I cannot find it. You're gonna find it for me, but
I'm
let us
gonna
know
find
if you
it.
know.
Your Christmas gift has changed. Your Christmas gift has changed.
Let's go. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, well, good draft. Let us know in the comments which detectives should have made the list. We'd love to hear it. Moving on to our second game, Dave. This is the game that was going to be on last week's, and I was like, oh no, Outcast New Beginnings looks much cooler. Boy, was I wrong. I'm excited for Level 0 Extraction, a first-person player versus environment extraction horror game. It's a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dead by Daylight with guns.
Dead by Daylight with guns. Kind of Dead by Daylight with guns, except for it's like Dead by Daylight / GTFO / Escape from Tarkov / it's a hodgepodge of different games. But let's pull up the trailer.
Slash
like-
Dead Space slash
Yeah.
Alien Isolation.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of slashes, but I think they do it well. And essentially, if you're just listening on Spotify, they're describing they went to this planet to try to find something. I don't know what they tried to find, but as you can see, like they're on a different planet finding alien stuff, and the whole idea is like they bring that alien DNA back, and then like they fuse it with humans, and then that's where things go haywire.
Visually, it looks really,
Yeah.
really cool. I'm not gonna lie, it does look really, really cool visually. Again, guys, if you're just listening, the graphics look really, really good, and I think the idea behind the game looks really, really good. And a lot, like Adam said, this is a PvPvE extraction shooter, right?
Yep.
So basically, you're gonna be loading in a co-op style, right?
Yep. There's going to be 3 teams or you can play as, there's 3 teams essentially, but you can play with 1 to 3 teammates, like you and 2 others, or you can play as an alien and hunt down these players. And like, so the mercenaries can fight the other mercenaries to like gain the loot. And then the aliens are trying to stop all of the humans, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I was trying to find a good way to explain this. So like Adam said, guys, you can drop in with 3 friends. You are going to be one of 3 teams that have dropped into the situation. Dead by Daylight style. There's also going to be people that drop in as the aliens, and their whole mission is just to kill you. So you can die from other teams. You can die from the people that have spawned in as aliens, or you can die from environmental. And I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if there's a game quite like this.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I watched it, I was like, oh, it's just a game where you just fight stuff and then you leave. Kind of like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction, which I didn't mind that game, but I just thought that's what this was. And then as I watched it and read about it a little bit more, I was like, okay, this is a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. And I think it's kind of cool. Like I said, it combines a lot of elements from many different games in terms of like Dead by Daylight and things like that, and Escape from Tarkov. And yeah, so you'll play as a team. We already talked about the mercenaries being on one of the teams, or 2 alien, and it's 2 aliens. It's like there's a team of 2 aliens that come and attack different the humans essentially. And the biggest thing is, so how you defeat the aliens is like they're afraid of light, so like fire, and that's how you kill them. It's like fire and light, using flashlights to scare them away and things like that. Whereas the aliens, they'll have their own abilities to shut off the lights and hide in the shadows, go through the vents, set traps and things like that, sense characters through the walls. And so there's a lot of mechanics to this game that are kind of tie into all that, and I think that's really cool.
I think it's really cool. So my major question is like, is there a storyline to this game, or this is going to be like a rinse and repeat drop?
I think it's going to be similar in terms of like Dead by Daylight, where it has like the lore behind it, but it's more so focused on just going in there. Like Tarkov, you go in there, try to gain your resources and things like that, and get out without dying. Because that's the whole idea of this game: is you go in and you go in with the loot that you have to upgrade and stuff like that, and you're going in to find more. And if you die, you lose it all. And that's kind of the same situation with Escape from Tarkov and as to the alien side. So you're not going in there to look for loot, because obviously you're going in there to kill a bunch of people. And with the alien, as you level up your alien, and once you reach that maxed level, you can sell your alien like to a scientist, and it resets your alien. And the reason why you do that is because it helps with in-game currency for the human side. So if you like, that helps you get stuff for your human side.
Is this a free to play?
I don't think so.
That's making me nervous.
Why?
I don't know. It's making me nervous. The alien
Why is
thing
that making you
for
nervous?
in-game currency.
No,
What do
it's like it's like the points that you need to like level up and buy.
Oh,
different gear.
okay.
Yeah.
You're talking like that. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
like, it'll get you like a $5 bonus in the store.
Oh no, not like that.
Okay.
It's like the stuff to like buy resources and things in the game.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I mean-
it's not like packs and things like that. Like it's not a pay to win, but I think it's just
Okay.
incentive to, one, like not only play as the alien, and 2, like, because I feel like your alien's gonna get so OP, and then you're like, I'm only gonna play as this alien because I don't have any incentive to play as the humans because I can just kill a bunch of people.
You know what, dude? Like, honestly, looking at some of the gameplay and like looking at the trailer, I feel like the alien would probably be harder.
I would kind of agree, especially because there's going to be 9 humans and only 2 aliens, and they
Right.
don't have
And
guns and stuff.
yeah, and the alien you just need light. It's
Right.
like I saw like one clip of a dude that literally just like pulled a flare out for a second, and the alien was like
But
puffing
I
to
th-
dust.
I think the way this game's gonna work is if you don't work as a team, or if you go in solo, you're at a huge disadvantage because
I
like
will 100% agree with that. Yeah.
yeah, and I think if you don't work as a team and you go in there solo, like the alien, they can hide. And one mechanic I thought was really cool is like if you're too loud, like the alien can sense you like through walls and stuff like that. Like on the mic, if you're too loud, you're screaming or you're talking too loud or you're moving too much, like the alien can see you, so they can sneak around. They can jump through vents and like wait at the perfect moment as they see you walk through their like past their vent, jump down, get one, and then there's only 2 left of that team.
I will say, if you're just listening or you didn't have a chance to see the trailer, look at the trailer, because I do think that like whereas Dead by Daylight is kind of like a runaround, kind of like, I don't want to say like a carefree, but like you
Hmm.
can kind of just run around and do whatever, right?
Hmm.
This is very much like when I say tactical, this is like tactical. This is like a
Right.
tactical experience. Yeah, it's
And
definitely
that's
crazy.
exactly and that's exactly how Tarkov plays. Like they run, like you have to work as a team. You can't just like, I'm just gonna run and run and run, and then no, that's how you die and that's how you lose all your stuff. And so I think there's gonna be a moment of like, yes, you have to take it slow. You have to work as a team and things like that. And one other aspect I thought was pretty cool. So if you die as a human, you don't like, you're not just done. Like it's cool. Like you become a scouter drone and can kind of help scout for aliens and different enemies, which is kind of neat. Yeah, so it's not like you're just waiting for them to die or you're not just waiting for them to win. And I think that's a neat thing. I am a little concerned with that though. It's like cuz you can use it to help void off or like hold off the alien. Like I almost think that's kind of unfair. So like if the alien kills you, like I'm okay with like the scouter thing, like you can help spot them, but like you can help like set like traps against the alien. So I'm like, that's kind of lame.
Like the drone has like a flashlight on it that you can like flash the alien.
Yeah, and it'll help like scare it away for a second or help it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like I feel like the killer is like in Dead by Daylight. I feel like the killer is like a lot of times kind of OP. I feel like the alien's at a disadvantage here. I really do. Yeah.
I agree. And I think with that, it's like the alien worked hard to kill that one character, and you're telling me that that character can still like help. It's like that's not fair.
The alien better have some crazy abilities. I will say that the alien better be able to do some cool stuff.
I wonder if it's gonna be so like. I feel like the light is gonna play a huge role, especially because like the alien can help shut off all the lights, and so I think that's what's gonna make the alien maybe a little bit more OP versus like not having the lights or having the lights on.
It would be cool if the alien had like some night vision type of stuff. Like it could like it could like shut all the lights off and then go into the room with night vision and like get you
No, that's
that
what I'm
way.
saying. So that's what the alien can do. The alien has the ability to shut off all the lights.
Yeah, but like, just to make sure that you can see as the alien in the dark.
Yeah, you can.
You can 100%.
Yeah,
Oh, that's sick.
yeah, right.
Or like maybe some cloaking, like actual
Yeah,
predator cloaking where you could like
They
pop
have that
invisible.
too.
They do have that. Game over, boys. I'm playing as the alien. Game over, boys. Game over. Y'all better watch out.
Yeah, because this is all the description that it said. You can play as aliens with one other person. You can scan through walls, climb through vents, lurk in the shadows, and shut off the lights. And then, so yeah, they have those abilities, and I'm sure they'll have more that you can level up as you go. And I will say the one thing with these extraction shooter games, especially like Tarkov, my friend is a huge Tarkov player, and there becomes with these games, there's a lot of tryhards that kind of form with these games, and it becomes more of a if you don't start this game early on, you'll lose or like games like this, you'll lose the edge. Like if you don't start when everybody else starts, you fall behind very quickly, and that's what I'm worried about with these games. It's like it looks so cool, but it's gonna get toxic in terms of like if you become a new player, let's say months down the road, they're like, "Well, you suck," and I'm gonna tunnel you. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna become. I think it's gonna become a game where if you don't start early, you'll kind of fall behind quick.
That's a 50-50 though, right? Because like, we talk about this all the time with Dead by Daylight. I fell out of DBD when it became like uncool to try to win. You know what I mean? Like I would be playing as the killer, and literally people were sending me messages on my PSN like horrific things, like actual like horrific things, sending me messages because I'm just trying to play as the killer. You know what I mean? And I think it's a give and take, right? Like you said, if you don't get in early, I mean, there could be some toxicity with, people that don't think that you're good enough to play the game and stuff like that. But also, on the other hand, I mean, it's kind of cool that like there is a game like this that's very tactical and people are going to take kind of seriously where if you really want to play the game and try to win, people aren't going to like give you a hard time for that. You know what I mean? So it's a weird 50-50 split for me. Like I would just obviously hope that just everyone would be nice, but that's certainly not the case. And like
Escape from Tarkov, that community is known for like not being nice. Yeah, and they are very serious about making sure they win all the time and things like that. And I think that's the kind of community this game's gonna get.
and DBD's the other way. It's a very it's a community that's known for being not very nice if you're actually trying, quote unquote, try hard. So it's like maybe this will be the game that kind of brings us to this happy medium of like, hey, we encourage new people to join the game and try it out, but also like if you actually want to try to win a game that you're playing and paid money for, that's okay too. Like, but who knows? I mean, only time will tell. Hopefully the community does the right thing, but this is gonna be a wait and see kind of situation, I think.
It might be. The game does have a closed beta coming up, so if you want, or it's gonna be out by the time this episode's even being released. So if you want to check that out, go on Steam. You can sign up to or like request access to the closed beta. One more thing is it's gonna have different weapons that can be crafted and upgraded, but also melee weapons that can be upgraded, like bats and things like that. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, as you guys know, this is not a game for me. It is not a Dave game. It is 100% not a Dave game. But I give credit where credit is due. I think the game idea is really cool. I think that people are gonna have a lot of fun with this game. I think from what I've seen so far in the gameplay, I think they did it right. Graphically, it looks amazing. Setting wise, I think they nailed the setting to try to give you that feeling of being in a tense tactical situation. I think they did a great job. It's not a Dave game. It's probably not something I'm going to jump into, but I will sit here and say right now I think the game looks great and I think it's going to be huge. I think this is going to be a big game. I think people are really really going to get behind this game.
I agree, and that's kind of why I'm interested in it. I think it's definitely a different game, or it's a different spin on just like extraction shooters, but also the asymmetrical gameplay or asymmetrical stuff. Because typically when you do asymmetrical, it's one team versus the monster or the boss or the villain. Whereas this one, it's combining that with three other teams and the boss and the enemy, and I think that's really cool. So it's a game that I'm looking forward to. Like I said, the closed beta is out at the time of this, so if you want to try to get into that, go over to their Steam page and request access.
Let us know if you get in. Go ahead and break your NDA and let us know how it is.
All right, Dave. Well, this game is combining a horror game, a first-person game, but also an extraction game into one. So they kind of, click together, right?
I'm nervous for this. Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna play Click or no, we'll call it Connection. We're gonna play Connection, Dave, and you have to come up with the category. Well, first you have to come up with 3 words that all connect, random words, and then you have to figure out why they connect. So, are you ready?
I am ready.
Go for it, Dave.
Pigeon.
No,
Apple.
no,
TV.
no,
Video game.
no,
Car.
Nope.
Gun.
Yes.
Sword.
Yes.
Nunchucks.
No.
uh, gun and sword.
Let's take out sword. I don't like sword. Take it out.
You don't like sword?
Nope, don't like sword.
All right. So just gun.
Just gun.
Rifle?
We'll count that as gun, so no.
Ping pong paddle.
No.
Baseball bat.
No.
Just gun. I need a hint.
Um. See, I don't. If I give you a hint, that's the topic. Try to come up with a way to give you a hint without giving out the topic. Spiders.
Web.
Probably gave it. No.
Bats.
Yes.
Gun and bats.
Yeah.
Claws.
No.
See where I'm going?
Kind of, but no.
He's like, yeah, I see it. You ain't going in the right spot.
You're not going in the right direction.
No, I'm not going in the right spot. Okay, gun and bats. What? Vampire.
Yes.
Guns,
All right.
bats, and vampires.
Yep. What's the connection, Dave?
Those all connect because the category is all things that like blood.
No, that's kind of a good guess, but no.
They all connect because the category is things that will put a hole in you.
Nope. One more connection, Dave. Can you get it?
They are all connected because the category is things that are dangerous at night.
Man, all those that could work, but no, the category is things that people are afraid of.
What?
What? That's what I picked.
What?
All right, this is getting cut out of the episode.
That is so hard, dude. That is so hard.
Yeah, that was not a good category.
Guns threw me off.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
bad category. All right, this is
No.
getting taken out of the episode.
It
No,
is
I'm just
getting
kidding.
it is getting kept. It is getting kept.
Yeah,
Keep
it's gonna
it.
get kept. We'll get better at that one. We're trying to put new things into the show. Yeah, I just didn't pick a good category.
I think
I'm
my
sorry, Dave.
I think my guesses were funny though.
Yeah, I agree.
I,
They're
I
good
think it was
guesses.
funny. I think it's gonna work.
So it's gonna work. We'll
It's
do
gonna
it
work.
better next time.
It's gonna work. It's
Wait,
gonna be good.
You know what's not gonna work? Our next game, Lost Islands.
Lost.
So let's just pull this trailer up. Let's not even talk about it because we're about to bash on this game. Probably harder than any other game I've bashed on, and probably the same thing for Dave. So let's go ahead and pull up the trailer.
Let's go ahead and pull up the trailer for Lost Pile of Dookie. You know what's sad though, dude? Okay, guys, if you're just listening, right now what we're looking at, I thought this was a pirate game. Did you think it was a pirate game?
I didn't think it was a pirate game.
I thought it was a pirate game up front. You're
Nope.
like sailing the seas and stuff like that.
No, I didn't think it was a pirate game.
You didn't think it was a pirate game at all? Okay. Well, that should be your first clue that this game is awful because I thought it was a freaking pirate game, and Adam obviously knows that it's not
Yeah.
a pirate game. So, I mean, we're looking at like I don't know, what would
Some
you call
good
this?
scenery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's good mountain things. It looks like an island. It's got pretty like scenery.
I'm getting like 1400s mid-century Japan kind of
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah, exactly. And it has. This is where I thought it looked cool. I was like, oh, it looks like Sekiro. And then because I watched it on my phone when I first sent it to you.
Yep.
And then I got it on the bigger screen. I was like, okay, this is not what I thought it was. And
Yeah.
it's much worse than I thought, and we're gonna get into why it's even much worse than that I thought. And you can even see, like, if you're watching, like, they didn't have some way describing the game. They have little subtitles, "Seeking a Way Home," and then they like reach out to various forces. It's like, why not just voice it over? Like, you have nobody that can voice this game over?
Yeah, they had no voiceover on it, and honestly, again, guys, if you're just listening, like we're looking at some like I mean, we're looking at some cool swordplay. So yeah, I think Adam nailed it right on the head. And I was going to try to save this point till the end, but there's no possible way that I could save it to the end.
Yeah.
We're looking at a game that is trying to copy Sekiro and just
Yeah.
failed miserably. Like just
Yeah.
failed flat on their face. We're
Right.
literally looking at a Sekiro clone. And
Right.
you know what the saddest part is, dude, is
Mm-hmm.
like I understand small studios, and I never really want to kind of like talk badly about them. So this is being put out by Jolly Roger Games, and for as far as I know, I don't think they've put out any titles really that weren't like mobile stuff. So this is like their first kind of like test into making a real video game. And you know,
Right.
I hate talking bad about smaller developers, but I mean, this is borderline like unacceptable, don't you
Right.
think?
I would agree, especially if it's a game that they're trying to push out to a bunch of people. And where I like kind of got put off was the animations are bad, the splatters of blood, the frame drops are really bad, and then like it just like the whole thing is, it seems like, you know, we talked about the day before. This is
Yeah.
the Sekiro day before.
Yeah, and dude, like I don't know if I'm over exaggerating here, but this looks like a late PS2, like, doesn't it? It kind of gets,
Yeah, it
it
does
looks
not
like a
look good.
late PS2 game to me.
Right, it doesn't have very many good aspects of the gameplay. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is a game that Dave's gonna like. And then as I started doing more research and looking into it and going into the Steam page, which we're gonna get to talk about the Steam page, because that really is where I got confused.
Me too, dude.
And
I think I know
so-
exactly what you're talking about on the Steam page.
yeah,
But
because
you're seeing like these clips of like sailing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just felt weird. Just everything
Yeah, I
about this
don't
game
know.
felt off.
everything felt off about this game, and that's why I didn't come up with the day before Sekiro. Somebody else came up with that in the comments. But one comment that made me like actually laugh was they called it Ghost of Wishima, like it's Ghost of,
Like
and I'm
Ghost of Tsushima, yeah.
but from Wish.
Yeah, from Wish.
Yeah, so I thought that was so funny. But where I'm super confused about this game is, one, the developer's doing an awful job of like selling this game of what it is, because this newest trailer makes it seem like a single player story driven game, right?
Right.
Well, this game has actually been in development since 2018, at least 2018. It's had playtest as a battle royale game. And so where I'm really confused, so it used to be a battle royale game, right? Now, and then you go into Steam. Steam is selling it as a PvP. You drop in with 100 people. It's a melee royale with different classes, and you're trying to escape this island, and you're going for gory and gold is like the thing that they're selling. And that, like, so what is this game? Is it a PvP battle royale? Is it a single player experience or a co-op experience? Or is it both, where you have a story but also like an online mode? What is this game?
I don't even think they know. And I think the funniest thing about it is if you go to the Steam page, and guys, I looked at this today, literally hours before shooting this episode. So go look and see if it's still there on the Steam page. But on the Steam page, the very first top line says open world action adventure, right? And then you scroll down. And then when you scroll down, that's where it gets to the point that you said, which is the 100 warriors converge on an island. And you're like, wait, what?
Right? That's where I got so confused. It's like, what is this game?
I thought this was an open world action adventure that I was shipwrecked on a mysterious island. And then I scrolled down a little bit and suddenly I'm in this 100-player PvP arena. It's like, what happened? Well, okay.
Right. So let's go into both of the like gameplay scenarios. So if it's a single player experience, you see that there's the bosses and enemies to fight are AI. And then if you saw in the trailer where they're kind of sneaking around, it looks like it's co-op, because like you see you assassinate somebody and then there's somebody right in front of you assassinating somebody. So, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Like that's like if it's a single player experience, but at the end it's like you can water bend. Like you see that they're like throwing water at the enemy. It's like, I don't think this game knows what it wants to be. And then on the other side, if it's the melee royale, it's like there's different classes such as a ninja and spearman and cavalry and samurai, and they have this high five team setup so you can team up with random people by I don't know how.
It's Sekiro Fortnite is what we're looking at right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like as I was on Twitter reading their thing, they haven't posted anything on Twitter since like 2020. So it's like, where is this game in development? What is this game in development? And I have no answers for anybody.
It's funny too because I tried going to their website to try and like get some information directly from them, and I went to their website today, hours before filming this episode, just because I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Nothing. There's nothing. There's no word of this game whatsoever. Just like this is the weirdest situation that I've ever seen.
Like I said, it kind of has that day before feel where it's like, oh, we're making this grand game, and then when it gets released, it's like, this is not what you said this game was going to be. And I think it's even funnier because this developer doesn't know what they want to sell this game as either.
I just think it's really, really weird, man. And honestly, like, you guys, you know that we hate crapping on small studios. You know that we absolutely do not enjoy crapping on small studios because it's hard to make a game. But this is like, this one is like I said, dude, it's like borderline unacceptable. Like
It's a scam at this point.
yeah, it almost feels scammy. And like one of the biggest things is, I mean, you guys know I love Sekiro. I absolutely love it. And people are going to say that there's some stuff wrong with it. Okay, I can see it, but to me Sekiro is a masterpiece, right? And if you are like there's some things that you just don't do. And this is kind of like a small studio just blatantly trying to take Sekiro and make it into their own thing. And you just there's some things you don't touch. There's a reason why nobody besides Jared Leto wanted to play the Joker after Heath Ledger. There's a reason why like nobody covers Jimi Hendrix songs. There's just some things you just leave alone. Sekiro is something that like you don't touch because you're never gonna live up to the original, and people are just gonna bash you for even trying. You know what I mean?
I agree. So unfortunately, we didn't have much good to say about this game. There's really not much else to be said about this game except for figure it out, Jolly Roger game, because we don't know what it is, and I don't think they know what it is. But hopefully they change, or maybe they just haven't updated their Steam description yet. That's what I'm kind of hoping for them, and they just need to get on that, and they're just kind of slow to do that. But who knows?
Listen, I push everybody to pursue their dreams and to get out there and try your best and give it everything you got. And Jolly Roger Games, I'm looking you dead in the eyes. Pull the plug.
Yeah.
Pull the plug. You're done. You're done already. Just
done.
stop. You're done. You're done. You're done already. I'm sorry. Look at the comments on all of these trailers. Just look at that. You're done. You're not selling a game to anybody. Just pull the plug and save whatever money you got left and move on to a different project.
It's time to move on.
Yeah, let's go.
Essentially, let's just move on. It's
Let's go
probably
ahead
our
and move
worst
on.
game that we've talked about on this show.
It really
be
is.
honest.
So yeah, guys, don't fall for it. Don't if you want to roll the dice and grab this one and let us know what it's like. I'm dead curious to see what this game is going to be like, but I'm not spending my money on it, and I don't suggest that you do either.
Yeah. Well, the coolest thing in this game is they have ninjas.
Yup.
Ninjas are really cool.
Ninjas are
Which is
pretty
why
badass.
we're going to do a draft of the best ninjas ever.
If you get the first pick again,
That was
I haven't
awful.
dropped it in so many episodes. It was you.
It was me.
Yeah.
All right. My first pick is Ra's al Ghul.
What?
Yeah.
Boom! Mic drop,
I-
baby.
I was letting you have it. I was letting
Let's
you get
go,
whatever you want.
dude.
I love Ra's al Ghul as a ninja. He's like the king of ninjas, or like he's the leader of all ninjas.
I do like the pick. I do like the
'cause
pick. I think
he's trained a bunch of important ninjas like Batman and Talia al Ghul and a bunch of others. So
I'm actually in my number one pick. I'm going to take Batman. So
Okay.
yeah, your number one pick trained my number one pick.
exactly.
So maybe Ra's al Ghul was a better choice than I thought initially.
Okay, my second pick is Michelangelo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So I have a question now. Do
You
you
can take
have
another turtle.
Okay, great, because my number
Yeah.
2 pick is Donatello, the best Ninja Turtle ever.
There you go. I like Michelangelo because he's like so goofy and kind of. I feel like if I were gonna be a turtle, it'd be me. Like that's where I'd be.
Michelangelo and Donatello are always kind of like right here for me. They're
Mhm.
they're my clear 1 and 2s, and then Raph is pretty close, and then Leo is like a distant meh.
Yeah. Nobody likes a leader like that. Just kidding.
I mean, he's just
Nobody
kind of
wants to be
like
a leader. Just kidding.
he's just kind of like meh. Don't
I'm the boss. Listen to
d-
me.
don't do that, guys. Splinter's gonna be mad. And you're like, shut
Yeah.
up, Leo.
He's a brown noser. Okay, my third pick is Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, my third pick, Scorpion.
Dude, this is the funniest draft.
This is indeed the funniest draft ever.
Okay, my fourth pick is Snake Eyes from G.I.
G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
That was my next pick. Get out of
Yeah.
here, dude. This is the
Take
craziest
the
draft.
opposite. Take the opposite.
No, I'm not doing it. This is
No.
No, this is the craziest draft. We have to get off of this
Oh, okay.
this shtick. Okay.
Okay.
That's crazy though.
Dude, he's one of the coolest like ninjas ever.
Clearly one of the coolest ninjas. Oh, okay. All right. Next up on my list, since Adam took my next pick, I'm gonna go. You know, let's just go ahead and do it. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw out Wolf from Sekiro. I'm gonna throw out the real ninja that we should have been talking about during this Lost Islands nonsense.
Yeah. I like that. I like that one. Okay. My fourth pick? Yeah, fourth pick. My fourth pick is Electra.
Ooh, that was on my list too.
She's so cool.
Wait, was that your fourth or your fifth?
Wait. I got
What?
Ra's al Ghul, Michelangelo, Snake Eye. No, that was my fifth.
That was your fifth.
My fifth pick is Electra. There.
That's
Her
a good
size are so cool.
Her size are badass. You know, that's a great pick. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm finally gonna do it. We're gonna throw out this man because he has been in our comments. Oh, I don't even know how long for, probably a couple months now. We never seem to mention him. But I'm gonna put Samurai Jack on the list.
But he's a samurai. It's different. It doesn't
It's
count.
different.
Yeah. He's a samurai. Pick another pick, Dave.
Sorry, guys. Samurai Jack does not make it again. Okay, next up on the list, we're going to go with Ryu from Ninja Gaiden.
There you go. I'm okay with that.
Sorry, guys. Tried
Well,
to sneak it in for you.
I think we're gonna get comments if we did have him on there. Samurai Jack's not a ninja. You know what I mean?
I just wanted to get him out there for the fans, you know?
Yeah, I know. Well,
I'm sorry,
fans.
guys. I'm sorry.
Next time.
Adam wouldn't let us do it, guys.
We'll do a best draft of samurais here soon. Okay, some honorable mentions here. I have Daredevil and Tum Tum from the Three Ninjas.
Oh my God, Tom, what a great pick.
Colt and Rocky,
And Rocky.
as well. Yep,
Yep, those are good picks. Okay, I have Cyclops from the X-Men. I got the
Ooh.
Green Ranger, and then you took all the rest of my picks.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Good draft. Let us know in the comments which ninjas we forgot. And to our last game of the night, Monster Jam Showdown.
Dude, this game looks sick.
Yeah, it does look pretty good. So let's pull up the trailer. And I think with these kinds of games, there's not a bunch to talk about with them. It's just because like they're really simple in what they're trying to do, and if they do it well, it's a good game. You know what I mean?
No, and,
So-
and honestly, I don't think it needs to be anything more than what it is. So, guys,
Yeah.
if you're just listening, what we're looking at is what you would expect us to be looking at.
Yeah.
We're looking at just some kind of badass monster trucks racing around this sweet track.
Yeah.
And I think one of the major takeaways here is to take a look at the atmosphere. I think the atmosphere looks really, really good. So we're seeing two different versions of things. We're seeing like a head-to-head race style, and then now we're kind of seeing like this traditional like monster truck rally kind of arena situation, which I think is really, really cool. And if you look at like the actual physics of how these cars are moving around, I think they're pretty accurate. And I think that's all I really think this game needs to be. They need really cool settings, they need really cool trucks, and they need to be able to drive really, really well.
I would agree. And so this one's coming out in 2024. Like I said, there's not a bunch to talk about this game, but like Dave said, in the atmosphere, the game looks really good. I think the physics of this game are going to be really good. Now, like it's a next gen monster trucking racing game, and I think that's really cool. And that they're doing a good job of putting those new mechanics into the game. A couple things to know about like what they're bringing into the game. There's going to be over 60 confirmed monster trucks in the game. 40 of them are going to be included in like the base game, and then 20 plus, like it's going to be 60 plus, and 20 of those are going to be DLC premium, but also free versions of these trucks. So I thought that was really cool.
66. I have 66.
66 is like the official number that they're
Yeah,
saying.
40 base, 26 DLC.
And then with that, there's going to be over 140 different paint jobs. One thing I hope with that is I really hope that you get to create your own monster truck and your own liveries on the truck.
Me too. This game, like, this is a game that screams customize your own truck and make it badass. Like,
And that's what I'm hoping for, because like I love like any of these racing games. And this is like this is actually one of the bad things I said about Taxi Simulator. It's like I couldn't customize my own car. Like I was given so many customizable options, but I couldn't do my own thing. Like the character you can customize, the car, you got some presets. It's like, no, I want to put my own livery. I want to put all my design into it. And so I really hope that with this game, you'll get to create your own monster truck. Even if it's like, I'm not expecting it to look like the Megalodon. Like I don't like, it doesn't have to look like a shark. I just want to be able to put the cool skins on, and like if it just looks like a truck, I want to be able to customize that truck.
I would think so. The thing we talked about this a lot is, with these racing games, they're not really like pressed like open worlds are. You know what I mean? Like they're not really like huge games, so they have space to kind of make this all work. And I think it would be very easy for them to just, if there's an asset that they've used to create a truck already, you should probably be able to use that asset. Don't you think? Yeah. I would think so, right?
But we're not game developers, so it's hard to say. But I really love customization of these types of games. Like I want to be able to drive my car, my truck in a racing game.
Like Adam said, I mean, there's 66 official trucks in the game. So I mean, there's Gravedigger, there's the Megalodon, like there are cool trucks in there, but still, you kind of want to go in there as like truck nerd Adam, you know what I mean? Like do your thing, man. It's the same. I want to go in there as truck Zags and tear it up,
A couple other things to like they're gonna feature different arenas like baseball parks, football fields, different speedways, and things like that. So that's really cool. And I'm sure they're gonna have some like this is where the monster rally, like the monster jam takes place, like the main event and things like that. Which is really cool. And I wonder. So there's gonna be 10 different game modes. I wonder if one of those game modes is going to be like create your own track or your own arena. I think that'd be so cool.
That would be sick if they would let you do the arena like like an Excite bike or something like that, where you can like build your own jumps and stuff like that. That would be a lot of fun.
This is more of a wish list conversation of what we want to see in a monster truck game. Yeah, like I said, there's gonna be 10 different modes, which includes like split screen modes, online modes, freestyle, which we saw in the trailer, off-road racing, speedway racing. And I think that's really cool that they're expanding it to include just more than just, let's go race a monster truck.
And the head-to-head looks really, really nice. The settings, just to touch on those a little quick, they're going to have only 3 settings in the game. But I'm not super worried about it because they're making it up with the stadiums and the football fields and stuff like that. But they're gonna have the Death Valley Desert. They're gonna have the forests of Colorado. They're gonna have the mountains of Alaska. So 3 very unique settings. And it's really cool that you touched on that. They're gonna have offline, online, and split screen. This feels like a game that is going to be a lot of fun as a single player experience, but it also feels like a game that's going to be a lot of fun to just kind of sit down and race with your buddies. And the days of couch co-op where you can just actually have a friend like sitting right here playing video games with you are like almost dead. So I think it's really, really cool that they include the split screen, because this is a game where like, my brother can come over and be like, "Yo, you want to race monster trucks?" And he's like, "Hell yeah!" Like, we just old school game it up, man.
Right, and that's another thing that I'm really excited about too. Like, I don't have very many friends to play games with, but I do have a wife that will jump on a game with me, and she's not a big gamer by any means, but like she doesn't mind racing games. She likes Mario Kart and stuff like that. But I think this is one that I can convince her to try playing, and the fact that it's split screen makes it so much easier.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's don't get me wrong. The online thing is great because you can always find somebody to play with. But the days of just like sitting down and playing video games with a friend or a wife or a brother or just somebody sitting right next to you where you have that enjoyment of like you win the race and you're kind of elbowing, I got you, like that's like yeah, like I don't know, that stuff is kind of dead now. So I think it's really really cool that they've included the split screen mode. And yeah, 10 different game modes. Hopefully we get to build some stadiums. I love the head to head idea. I love the freestyle idea. The one thing I will say after watching you play the taxi simulator, dude, I hope you can play with the wheel.
Oh, I'm sure. I would hope so too, to be honest.
I mean, I haven't seen anything about it being confirmed, but I would hope you'd be able to play with the wheel.
Actually, I don't know because now I think about it, when I played Lego 2K Drive, I don't think the wheel, when I played it back then, I don't think the wheel is compatible because I tried to use it.
So you're a little bit more of a racing guy than I am. So this game is being done by Milestone Games, and they did Ride, MotoGP, and Hot Wheels.
And I don't remember Hot Wheels being, let's see.
Do you remember if Hot Wheels would have had the support?
I don't think it worked when I tried using it. Hot Wheels Unleashed to wheel support. Let's see. Ba-ba-bum. Do-do-do-do. Dang it. Sequel does not support wheels.
Oh, balls.
Yeah.
Guys, put the wheel in it. Put the wheel. Milestone, put the wheel in it, guys. You got to put the
Right.
wheel in it.
Yeah, and I like this, like, and that's the reason why I like these simulation games. Is like you can put it in first person and use the wheel, and so if I could drive my monster truck in first person, that's even cooler.
Yeah, I mean that's sick. And you got the
Yeah.
wheel to like turn. You're doing donuts and all that
Yeah.
fun stuff. I mean that's sick.
Yeah, so I hope that is the case. Otherwise, that'll be a little bit of a disappointment. Because like I said, I like the wheel. The wheel makes it like an immersion thing for it. It makes it feel like I'm driving the truck, and the fact that it shakes and vibrates and you have resistance against it, whereas like joysticks, it's like boop boop. Like it's really easy. So I hope they have wheel support.
Yeah, and I think this one really really would be cool to play with, as the wheel because like. Typically in the simulators, you're kind of like normal driving. You know what I mean? This is one where like you might want to take it easy on that wheel because you're gonna be like whipping it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it looks like it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm super
Hopefully they come
excited
up
for
with
this
some
one.
answers on that. I'm super excited for that too. This one as well. So thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up from me. Comes out late 2024. Again, doesn't look like anything absolutely groundbreaking, but then again, doesn't need to be anything absolutely groundbreaking.
No.
Looks absolutely fantastic for what it is, and don't try too hard. Just do what you're doing, man.
Yeah, just give us a solid monster truck racing game. That's all we
Yeah.
need with some customization options.
Put the wheel in it. Let us customize. We're gonna be happy.
Yep, that's all we need. And don't
That's
do
it.
anything else.
Okay.
With that, oh wait, no, it's just your turn.
Yeah, it's my turn. So with
Yeah.
that being said,
Yeah.
this game is obviously going to have some pretty cool cars in it. But I don't know if they are, in fact, the coolest cars there ever was, which is why we need to do a draft of the coolest cars ever.
Yeah.
If you win 3 in a row, I just can't
There's a
I can't catch the coin today.
Can't catch a break today.
I know. Okay. I got my
Did I
first
win?
one. Nope, I won.
Woohoo. Yeah, 'cause you
First one
cheated.
is
You
up.
dropped it 3 times.
Listen, now
Just
you
kidding,
have to
just
now
kidding.
you have to take the first pick, or people
No,
think
I don't
I'm a
want the
cheater.
first pick.
right.
Well, actually, it's not going to matter.
It's not gonna. Are you taking the Batmobile?
No, it wasn't.
Number 1 Batmobile.
Dang, I was taking that.
You were taking it.
Yeah, it was.
Tried a little mind trick on me.
I did. Okay, my first pick of the best car draft ever is the Mach 5 from Speed Racer.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I
put
think it's
that
so
at-
cool.
I put that at 5. I didn't think you were gonna take that.
Yeah, that one's not
Oh.
safe.
Does that count as an anime?
Maybe? I don't know.
It's kind of anime-ish, right?
Don't say if it's not. Is it Andy? Is Speed Racer anime adjacent, or is it anime?
Is it anime or anime adjacent?
I might have to ask Andy.
Look at Andy, we learned stuff. We learned
Yeah.
stuff, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next up on my list. I don't know if this is cheating or not. I'm going to do it anyway. Is the DeLorean cheating?
No, it's got 4 wheels. Works for me.
DeLorean, Back to the Future. Let's go.
The DeLorean is your second pick. Good one. Good one.
He doesn't like it.
I don't. I'm probably like one of the. I'm not a hater of Back to the Future. It's just I don't have as much passion as others do.
I love the DeLorean, dude.
Yeah.
It's such
Okay.
it's such an awful looking car too. That's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
If you really look
Yeah.
at a DeLorean, it's an awful looking car. I'm
Right.
sorry, DeLorean enthusiast. I know you're out there. I
Yeah.
only like it because of Back to the Future.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. My second choice is the Mystery Machine from Scooby Doo.
That was my number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 3 on my list might also be cheating. Can I have Bumblebee?
Sure. I don't care. That's fine.
Bumblebee, baby. Let's
He's
go.
an alien, but
It's a
sure,
car.
I guess I'll let you have it. Yeah, he turns into a car. That's cool.
Adam hates all my picks.
Nah, you're just cheating with that one. That's even more cheating than the DeLorean.
Is that cheating?
A little bit, but that's okay.
Okay.
We'll let you have it.
No,
So
it's all right. I'll take- no.
No. I'm moving on, Dave. You got Bumblebee, okay? Don't you change. You cheat more in these drafts than I ever do. Hey, can I have 2 people? And then the next 3 picks are 3 people. So you got like 9 and I got 5 people.
I cleared it with you.
I know, but it's like at the same time, it's like, okay, when you get it cleared once, it's a thing that you're like, okay, I got 1, but I can't do it 3 times in a row. Like,
You gotta
that's
see.
so-
You gotta test the
totally
waters.
different.
You gotta test the
Yeah.
waters. You gotta see how far you can take it.
Yeah, you flooded the gates after that. All right,
All
my
right.
third pick.
I believe. Yes. No, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah. Third
yeah,
pick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Third pick.
my third pick is the Aston Martin from 007 James Bond.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, with the little with the machine guns shooting out of the headlights. So good.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Okay, number 4 on my list. Gonna go back to my childhood. Got to go with, of course, the Ecto 1 little Ghostbusters action.
That's great.
You know,
Yeah, I know. See, that's a great pick. I like that pick, Dave.
that's a good pick. You like that pick?
That's a great pick. Yeah.
Okay.
My 4th pick is Baby from Supernatural, or the Impala that the Winchesters drove.
That's a good pick too.
Yeah.
But your picks are gonna make it so that you don't like my last picks. I feel like.
Oh, is it
Okay.
a double?
No, it's not a double, but I
Okay,
don't know
good.
if I can have this one because I thought you were gonna take it. But are you gonna take it?
What am I gonna take?
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
You're not gonna take it?
If you're gonna say Lightning McQueen, I'm gonna walk out this room. You're not okay. You're a fan of cars. There's no shot. You're just trying to hold. Okay, whatever, Dave. Number 5, Lightning McQueen is crazy. Well, is it actually number 5?
I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see.
It's right there, Lightning McQueen.
That's okay.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna take it. Okay, guys, because I got a better one. Anyway. It's okay.
Okay.
With my last pick, I am gonna take Kit from Knight Rider.
That's a great one. That is a
Okay.
good one. I
Okay,
like that one.
okay, perfect. I don't want to make him
Okay.
too mad.
No, you're not
guys.
making me mad. It's just like I was going with kind of Cars, not Cars, the TV show, because I could pick 5 cars from Cars if that's the case.
This is 2 weeks in a row that I didn't understand the assignment, and I
not.
appreciate you guys sticking with me.
I'm gonna have to send you my list before, and like, Dave, this is what I'm going for on this list.
Adam is now gonna send me a list, and he's gonna send me like an example that
Yeah.
they have to be like this.
Yeah. Okay. My 5th pick is the Starsky and Hutch Gran Torino.
That's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good one. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Okay. All right.
What some honorable mentions you got?
I don't think I can have any of them. The only one that I have that I can actually have is the dog van from Dumb and Dumber, but I don't
See,
think
I
any.
thought I didn't put that on my list because I thought you were going to.
Really?
Yeah,
It's such a funny band.
it is such a funny band.
I like that
Um,
one.
That's
The
a
rest
great
I can't.
one.
The rest I can't have, and I don't want to say them.
Okay, some honorable mentions here. I have the Flintstone vehicle, like the foot powered car.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, the Spider-Mobile from as Spider-Man. I have Ghost Rider's Hell Charger because I thought that was really cool looking.
That's a good one.
And I think that's all I have as my honorable mentions.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Would the Magic School Bus have counted?
Ooh, that would have been a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Magic School Bus counts.
Yeah. Why wouldn't
But
it?
Bumblebee is cheating though.
He's an alien. The Magic School Bus is a bus that can teleport and get small and do things like that. It's not a living being.
I snorted.
You did snort.
I snorted.
Let me know. Like, let us know. Is Dave's list cheating? He's taking an intergalactic alien robot superhero as his.
This is the best episode
car.
we've ever done. This is the best episode we've ever done. Woo. I'm crying. I'm literally crying. Okay.
And I'm gonna
All
take a living car as the best car. Come on.
All right,
Get
guys.
outta
Adam has clearly won the card draft. Great episode, dude.
No, it was a wonderful episode. This is great.
That was a great episode. Guys, real quick, just want to throw out there, love you guys very, very much. We did get a few people joining the Discord, which is kind of cool. So yeah, again, shouting out the Discord. The Discord is live. We are doing Discord things. We're doing Twitch things. We got new episodes coming. A whole bunch of stuff coming from the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. We love you guys very, very much, and thank you so much for the support. Adam, what you got for him?
We officially hit over 1,500 subscribers too, so thank you guys so much for that. That's a big milestone. It may not seem like that for a lot of people, but to us, we really are excited that we reached that milestone. I'm kind of getting a little mushy here. We kind of jumped crazy as soon as the new year hit. We jumped really fast to that 1,500, and we're super thankful and super excited to keep growing with you guys. And and if you're not following us on all social media, make sure to do so. Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast. Join the Discord. Make sure to tippity tap the like button on this episode and subscribe to catch any more of our daily content, including game reviews, shorts, and episodes.
1,500 is absolutely insane. Making the push for 2,000. Let's Talk Nerdy to the moon. Love you guys very, very much, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Peace out, nerds.
Insert outtakes.
Ready?
Ready?
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 40 of the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. On this, I have a canker sore.
Uh-oh.
It's like getting caught on my braces too, so it hurts. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 40 of the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. I closed my notes. There we go. And my glasses are dirty.